say thank you, first of all, to Pam and Bob and Teri. You guys, I don't know if this is what she's doing or not, but just kidding. You guys have just, I think all of you young people need to really look to these people for guidance and look at what they have done with their life here at Twin Lakes. They have all dedicated themselves to our school and have given so much, and of that I am very appreciative. I want to say a special thank you to Pam, because I am the class sponsor who always struggles with the money part of it. I bet of the 50,000 times I've put money in, she's had to correct it 40,000 probably. But she's always does it so graciously, and she's got me out of a lot of jams. And just always professional and always willing to help and do whatever is needed. Also, I just want to say a couple words about Teri. Most of you know or remember about a year and a half ago that I couldn't drive for over a year and couldn't see very well. She picked me and Matt up every single day for school, and she waited for us many times. And as you guys know, Teri, there's never anything out of place in her closet, in her desk. Everything is perfectly neat. She is always precisely on time. She showed up at 7:23 every day. In fact, one day it was 7:27 and I was still waiting. And I remember saying to Jim, do you think I need to call her? Do you think everything is okay? She's 3 minutes past the time. But I just think you don't get a lot of people who are willing to do that and to do it with a smile, taking her out of her own schedule. A year she did that and brought us home. So I just am so thankful for all of you, and I just appreciate it. Enjoy retirement, have fun, and come back to see us. Okay, you're not going to want to do that. Congratulations.
I have a lot to say. I volunteered to speak for Pam, but I also want to just mention Bob. One of the things that I've recently written for Bob is that if you want to look up the definition of a good man, you'll see his picture. He's a good man. I should never do anything because I always cry. Anyway, I have a lot of Pam stories because I've been here a long time. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Pam. This is a little bit of, this is her life. Pam is from Monticello. Fun fact, hers was the second class to graduate from Twin Lakes. She was in this building for the first 2 years and graduated in 1970, and commencement was in the auxiliary gym, which was the only gym, not the auxiliary gym. Fun fact, right after graduation, she got hired by a local bank, and they paid her to go back to school at Twin Lakes for a semester to take typing. Which I think is just hysterical. What if all our kids did that? Pam started dating her husband Tom on the last day of their sophomore year. They had a few dating breaks though. Fun fact, I just learned that Pam went out with some people we know. Oh. Mark Brooks and Barry Reeser. Did you know that? In '72, Tom's draft number came up for Vietnam, so he enlisted in the Air Force. They got married and he shipped out the next month. At first he was stationed in Mississippi and Florida, but then shortly after their son was born in '73, Chris, he was deployed to Thailand. Which I always feel like I'm not saying that right, but I looked it up and I am. Sweet fact, there was about a year when they weren't able to talk with each other on the phone and didn't see each other, and so they exchanged cassette tapes. So that Tom could hear his little boy and his little boy could hear his dad's voice. They had their daughter Candy 2.5 years after Chris. Fun fact, Tom found out about the tornado when he opened a weekly newspaper for servicemen overseas. And at that time he saw the photos and thought, wow, some of those places look familiar. And the Red Cross eventually was able to find out for him that they were okay. When Tom came home, Pam went back to banking. Just curious, were any of you born after 1990? I know some of you were. That's when I first met her. I met Pam in 1990. I was directing Bye Bye Birdie, and her very talented children were in it. Chris was Conrad Birdie, a hunka Birdie, whatever. And Candy was part of the fan club, right? Mm-hmm. Part of the Conrad Birdie fan club. Anyway, Pam is an excellent seamstress. If you didn't know that, she's really, really a good sewer. And by the way, you know the little thing on Microsoft Word that tries to correct it tried to tell me that I was not being politically correct when I said seamstress and changed it to tailor, which made me laugh. Anyway, and she continues to sew for her grandchildren. Pam was very involved with her own kids' activities. How many of you have had anything to do with the PAP Club? For parents and athletes together, blah, blah, blah. No? I know it's been a big part of football. Anyway, she and Tom helped start that. They were the beginnings of that. She was also a faithful van booster who went on many, many trips, including the one to Chicago, Arizona. Yeah. And she helped to get the first band trailer. So that band trailer that you recently retired, that was from her. Like her kids, Pam was very talented musically. Her mom was the church accompanist and the organist, and Pam led the singing. She goes to my church, and I have, fun fact, I've often had the joy of hearing her sing special music. She has a beautiful voice. After years of banking, Pam replaced Donna Arthur as treasurer here in October '95. At that time, she was located. Am I right about this? She was located in the small office behind the nurse's office, the one where everybody is now. In 1998, and I didn't know this, there were some risks in staffing, which I remember very vividly, including the position of main office secretary. Tom told Pam that he'd heard a rumor that she was moving into the main office, and she's like, no. And then Mary and Carrie came to move her. That's how she found out that she was also going to be the main secretary. And apparently no one ever actually discussed that with her, ever, but whatever. Pam and Tom are very active in the American Legion. Anyone who knows Pam knows how patriotic she is and what a heart and passion she has for Veterans Affairs. Fun fact, she's been president of the auxiliary for 10 years and is still going on, and maybe president for life. I don't know, unless there's a bloodless coup. Pam and Tom's 46-year of marriage is quite a feat, and I think we can all be impressed with that. However, this is the miraculous fact. I remember this. In 1996, they built their house. They had the well dug, they had the foundation put in, they had the septic system, but they did everything else by themselves, together. Aww. Every little bit of it. And every screw, every drywall, everything. Here's a fun fact. Pam and her house are left-handed. She did the wiring, so all of the light plates are on the left side, because that's what was
It's just normal for me.
Tom is also retiring. Pam plans to do stuff around the house, but mostly she's looking forward to spending more time in Lafayette with Candy's 6 children. I know you've all seen pictures of those kids, and they're beautiful. Fun fact, Candy looks just like her mom when I first met Pam. She looks just like her. Pam is one of the hardest working, most dedicated people I've known. Fun fact, I'm told that she's here every day at 7 a.m. I can't vouch for that because I'm never here at 7 a.m. But I can vouch for that's for the fact that she
tries to beat me here once in a while.
She is often the last to leave. I tend to be more productive after school. If you know me, that's when I work. I work after school. And so it's not unusual for me to need something from Pam and think, oh, what if Pam's here? And I'll call, yeah, she is. She always is. She's always here. Since she came on as treasurer and then secretary, her responsibilities have continued to grow. The computer has gotten better, I guess. But there are new activities and programs added each year, and that means more money and more accounts that have to pass through your hands. And each new staff member has to be taught how money has to be handled to be in compliance. And some of us are slow learners. I'm hearing Carol say that she might be one. I may be one as well. For 23 years, I found Pam to be the consummate professional. Her accounts are always accurate. Her integrity is unquestionable. No matter how busy she is, she always greets me with a friendly smile. She has a great laugh and laughs often. No matter how many dumb questions I ask, she's always the soul of patience. If I forget for the umpteenth time, we're not going to count how many thousands, to get a purchase order before I place the order. I do feel bad about it, but I'm not scared to go to her because she's never yelled at me. If you're understanding. My husband Bobby orders stuff all the time for theater because he's the technical director, and he was truly distraught when he found out Pam was leaving. He's like, wait, what? Wait, how am I going to do this? He and I understand, as so many of you do, that how much Pam does for each of us, for our students, for this community, and for this school. Pam, thanks aren't enough, and Bob, thanks aren't enough, but we thank you for everything, and we wish you both a wonderful, happily ever after. And I get nervous when I speak, I'm sorry.
Hello. Well, I'd like to say, first of all, Bob, we really don't know each other very well, but I can say one thing about him. Every time we pass each other, he greets me with a smile and just like such a gentlemanly presence. It's like, good afternoon, and I feel like I'm in Southern Virginia again, and it's just so cordial and sweet. So thank you so much for all of your kindness. I'd like to say just a couple of things about Pam. 13 years ago when I first came here, 22, trying to figure out the ways of the world, didn't know anything about how money or treasuries or things worked, and she just helped me so much. And over the years, I'm just so thankful that I walk into the office and I'm greeted with a smile and a mint, and I don't know, I just have loved hearing all of the stories over the years about your family, and just you take the extra time, even though you're insanely busy, to have that personal connection with me, and that just meant so much to me over the years, and it's helped me grow. I also wanted to talk a little bit about Teri, and I'm just recording it for her in case she needs to, or you are too. Okay, that's fine. But Teri took me under her wing when she first came here, and I will say several people did. I was blessed as a choir director to have the following people in my music boosters: Teri Roska, Kay Gutwein, Carol Conrad, and then Susan Wilbanks was in the theater musical area. So these people were all around me all the time, and I simply do not think I would be teaching today without them. They took me under their wing, and Teri was a huge part of that success. She was just so caring, and I could stop by her room after school and sob and sob and sob about whatever, and it would be something as simple as, like, I need what? I have to, I don't even know, and when you're that young, you have no idea what you're doing and getting into. And I firmly believe that as a new teacher, you need somebody to solidly take you under their wing, otherwise you're not going to make it, because there's so much to learn so fast. You're not an adult at all. And then you realize, oh, there's this big world and you have to learn so much. And she was that person for me, and one of those people for me, as were the other ladies that I mentioned. But she has so much care and love for her daughter, and I just want to express that. Her daughter was in my choir, and we all know that Teri loves Ashley to pieces, and she was in my choir, and I think as an extension of that, she loved me too. And I was just around her kid, and when you sing, you bare your soul, and you give it out to the world, and Ashley did that, and it was just so neat to see that love of that mother for her daughter, and it was really, really good for me. When my mom passed away, it was just so good to have a few women that were just solidly in my life, and they really did protect me and take me under their wing. And then when I had wedding showers or baby showers or things like that, I've never felt like I didn't have strong women supporting me, and so I'm very thankful for that. I firmly believe that I made it through my first year of teaching because of people like Teri, and especially Teri, and it's because she was so, like Carol was mentioning, she's so organized with so many things, and she taught me how to be that way, and I would like to be as organized as she is, and as meticulous about things as she is, but she showed me that it is possible, and she was just so giving and supportive. So I hope you've had the pleasure of getting to know her, and I'm just so thankful that I have. And I think that her take charge attitude left a lasting impression here, and I think that it's one of the reasons that we have such a great school and school corporation. I hope you feel supported like I did when I first came here, because of people like Teri and the other women that I mentioned. And if you don't, please reach out to me. I've only been teaching for 13 years, and I'm not nearly as good as these ladies, but I know that the teachers, we will rise up, because there's so much that has been done by these faculty members for us. So let me know if I can help you in any way, and I will do my absolute best to fulfill that role in a Teri-like sort of way. So thank you.